Hello everybody, I am Tom and you are watching me play Destiny 2. So in today's episode we're going to do the story mission for this week. I did try and do, before, the first thing I did when I jumped on is I tried to do this mission here, which is to do Sever Rage using only Arc subclass, Arc, Kinetic and Stasis weapons. However, and I did this was my setup, I used Arc and then I had Forbearance and I had Half-Truths. This random ass Fatebringer I threw on for a kinetic weapon had Firefly, and I obviously got a kill with it. And I'm pretty sure that Firefly made it so that that was a fire kill, and therefore that counted as a fire weapon kill, and I didn't get it. So I'm just gonna do it later, I suppose. That ain't bad. But for now, let's go back to Solar and shit on some stuff, shall we? Let's go. Is this worse than it was? A little bit. I don't think it used to connect there, right?
We stand at the precipice of victory. There is but one final link that remains between Callus and the Pyramid, and we are ready to strike at it. CAIATL has been brought into our ritual bond. She is now prepared to confront the nightmare of Gaul and undo her father's work. However, by my estimates, Callus has already infiltrated the paracausal matrix of the lunar pyramid. The dark below groans and churns with excitement at this revelation. Emanations from the lunar pyramid whisper a singular psychic demand to all who can perceive it. Rejoice. Callus is overconfident, and we must take advantage. Go, return to the Leviathan and prepare.
Interesting. So he's already actually merged with the pyramid under the moon. Interesting. Alright everybody, so we're back. Time to do the new Sever mission. Sever Resolve, I suppose. Return to the underbelly with CAIATL and help her face the nightmare that haunts her in order to complete the Severance ritual. Sure. And we have Brawler. Nice. Scorched Earth. More grenades, whatever. When targets are nearby, you have improved Slide. After sliding, your ranged weapon attacks deal increased damage for a short time. That's interesting. I think I'm going to actually use a glaive here. The reason being is that we have to get glaive and sword kills, so let's go glaive and sword, I guess. I don't know why I'm using this Fatebringer. It's a pointless Fatebringer. It's just one I got the other day, and it has Osmosis Firefly, which is fine, I guess. But I'm using Solar anyway, so like Solar Fatebringer, who cares?
CAIATL will arrive shortly.
I mean, that's fun.
Successful. The ship has turned rancid. The Leviathan's transformation is a spreading miasma. When we stop here, take the engines, Guardian. I ascend another path, but I will see this through with you.
Come to challenge me again. The beaten always do. We lifted the Cabal from Callus's stagnation. Now you're on Mythkeeper's list of worlds lost, not added. They speak of what once was, and no longer of what could be. Is this the new Cabal you've envisioned?
We've both human scribes conjuring purpose for us. Futures that never came to pass. Theirs is the buzzing of insects caught in turbulent winds. When the wind shifts, so will they.
So, the Callus statue is very easy to find. He's in the very first room where there's this big U-bend where you place the first amplifier. And he's just around the back here, sitting by himself.
I have warned you. I have offered gold and power and so much more. And still, you deny me. Good. Every bond you sever, every piece of my fleshy hull you storm, paints a worthier tale, crowned by the triumph of my expanse. what I always desired, my good friend. A display of my enormity, immortalized by those who resist it. Individuals are defined by what we are not, after all. Unfortunately, this duality we are partners in is short-lived. Soon, I will grow beyond such small ideas as conflict. Until then, I will savor our time together.
Interesting. Well, that's Cal's statue. So it seems like his mindset there is that the better we go, the more it proves his might when he eventually wins. Which sounds like copium to me, but you know, whatever.
The interference has returned, more complex than before. Something language adjacent, but familiar. A translation of a translation.
Interesting.
Your edge alignment was poor.
Guardian,
Caiat, dispatch this light spawn and send its head back to the city.
silence! You are a weak imitation of the Gaul I knew.
I am limited only by your weak imagination.
I will find you at the end.
The Kabbalah's so fucking big.
You stand with the Traveler's puppet against me? You have grown fat from weakness, drunk on their patronage.
The interference is a voice. I've heard it whispered through the tree of silver wings on Io and beneath the ice of Europa. But it does not speak to us. This connection must be severed. Fan turbines offline. The final severance awaits. With CAIATL bound to the crown. Together, we cannot fail.
They are using the Cabal, using you. The Empire is cattle flesh between the city and their enemies. They will let every last one of us die to save themselves.
They have proven otherwise. I do not fear our enemies. The light is at our back, and we are the Cabal. We eat the mountains. We drink the seas. Let them come.
You were never able to best me, Caiatl. That's why I left you to hold my throne.
I was fighting with weapons you gave me. Now, I wield my own.
It's a pretty good line, honestly.
You are nothing more than a child playing, Empress. You lack my drive and your father's vision.
The old ways are dead, Dominus. I forged a new Cabal in my image. It does not require your approval.
I see you, Caiatl. I see your new Cabal pulled from the jaws of extinction. You have surpassed me. I attempted to subdue the light and burn for it. But you wield it on your war council. What conquest is more deserving?
You still don't understand. It wasn't conquest. It was compromise. An act your traditions never would have allowed.
You have finally grown beyond the prescriptions of your idols. Dear yours.
There is a difference. Mine are better. Was that it, then? If dead men and sanctimony are all Callus has to threaten me, he might as well turn the Leviathan around and run.
We are Cabal. We eat the mountains, we drink the oceans. I feel like that needed to be said in there somewhere, because they're fucking Cabal and they're cool. Alright, cool. Let's head back to the... no. I just try and change character? What am I doing? Settings. Gameplay, put my HUD back on. New quest available. Return to the helm.
It is strange. What we are to those around us, and what we are not. The Dominus was a hero to my people. Self-made and defiant. He inspired many. But the Leviathan's trickeries allowed me to see Gaul as the Vanguard did. Dangerous, relentless, cruel. Those were qualities I embodied to survive Callus's interpretation of fatherhood. They kindled in me a stifling reliance on self, on action, and nothing else. Most of all, Cabal wished to be seen. Our conquests recognized and ratified by the shockwaves they send through the Empire. The impact we leave. But an endless war in pursuit of glory leaves only ashes. When I am gone, it won't be the impact of my conquests that shape the Empire. Instead, it will be the quiet of peace in the company of allies. Well fought, Guardian.
CAIATL is really kind of changing the entire course of a race right here. Victory. CAIATL has conquered the nightmare of Gaul, changing it into a benign memory. She reflects on this success with pride. That's what she just said. In her victory, CAIATL has found peace and purpose. It is time to debrief on the larger situation with Eris. Good to know. Hey Eris, what up?
Victory sits before us, and yet it feels strangely hollow. We have severed what should be the final connection to the pyramid, and yet there is no reaction from the Leviathan, no reaction from Callus, and the lunar pyramid's psychic emanations are quiet. I cannot help but feel as though we have not weathered the storm, but merely stepped into its eye. The nightmares contained within the crown of sorrow are seething. Something is coming, Guardian, and we are not prepared. I would ask that you return to the Leviathan, continue to imprison the nightmares aboard it, while I attempt to ascertain what has changed.
Interesting. Yeah, you probably hope for at least some kind of reaction. Okay, so I think this gets me... After I do the 2 challenges for this week, I'll get these 2 as well. And then I guess the last 2 are from the last week's challenges. Or maybe the last week of story, plus the last week of challenges. Interesting. I can afford to get this Ostringer, so fuck it, let's go. Where do I push it? This is where I put the bobblehead. Alright, cool. Bobblehead placed. There's now a massive fucking Dominus Gaul just floating in the ship. It's worrying, but whatever. Alright, let's interact with this and get the lore.
Eris told me what happened. How are you?
Tired and old.
But do you feel like a legend, Cattle?
I will break you in half, small man.
I can't imagine it was easy. That confrontation after all this time. Mine wasn't.
You are not mistaken. I know what Gaul is to your people. A symbol of death and ruthless ambition. But he was so much more than that to me. He was an idol. An inspiration to all Cabal. Even though he was born to a low station, he rose. How he rose. I was blinded by the light of his accomplishments. Unable to see the man inside. Unable to see his self-aggrandizing corruption. I refused to believe he was as much like my father as he was. It repulses me how much I still feel for them both. In spite of everything they became.
It's hard to challenge your idols. Even harder to make the decision that you'll be different. But then you look back on your life, your own mistakes, and you wonder how you'll be judged when all is said and done. I'll never know Gaul as you did, but I know you, Keitel. I see you.
That is all anyone can ask for. To be seen as they are.
Bang already! Alright, that was good lore. Cool. So, that's gonna be it, I think. I think that's all of the lore for this week. There is gonna be more next week, seemingly, so there is gonna be a final story roundup, which, you know, great. See you next time, guys. Thanks for watching, like, subscribe, all that kind of jazz, and I'll see you next time.